Jeff, the more you look at Texas State on film, what concerns you the most headed into this matchup?
We just couldn't do anything against them last year, and you just watch it. They dominated us up front on their O-line, and they dominated us their D-line. They just physically whipped us, and their coaches had a way better plan than I did. So this year's team is similar. They rush for 400 yards. Their line is the largest O-line in the country. 1 and 11 are really dynamic. I know they got a couple other receivers that they're supposedly getting back. Defensively, those guys fly around like crazy. And we just didn't have any success. They knocked us out very quickly last year. And so, it's been a year. So we watched it a few times, and that video don't lie. It's still the same. It was a physical butt whooping and a great job of coaching by Coach Kenny and his staff, and they totally embarrassed us up front and outcoached us.
They have a new offensive coordinator. How much do you look at how do you attack that as a first-year OC, having a first-year OC there?
Well, GJ's involved in that offense. I mean, he's heavily involved in that offense. There's nothing changed about that offense. So we're preparing as if they're the same offense. That's what you see on video as well.
GJ made the case yesterday for this as one of the top G5 games of the year. He said it should be on ESPN. What's your reaction to that? Do you see a lot of that fanfare around this game as something deserving of that kind of a spotlight?
You know how boring I am, Greg. Every one of y'all are muted. I don't even know what's going on in the world. I get hints what y'all are saying about me from Care Bear when she asks me strange questions that I know she's reading something somewhere. And so I couldn't tell you. I'm in the office at about 5 a.m. and get home about 9:30, 10 p.m. And if it's not on the Christian music station or not on my iPad, it's not going in this brain of mine.
Have you made time within that schedule to talk to GJ this week? Do you think you will before Saturday?
We haven't spoken. I'm not sure what that will look like. We spoke probably sometime during fall camp. We spoke just to check on him, make sure his wife was doing okay, his kids. I remember that time of life. It's a blur when you're raising children and your wife's going through some stuff, So, but I haven't spoken to him since then, and I don't know if we'll speak this week. I don't know. I hadn't thought about it really.
What was the biggest key to your offensive line getting some success in run blocking against Texas A&M? What did you see there?
We just sustained. We strained. And the backs ran really hard, all three. But they strained very well. And I was proud of them. But that's in the past. So we're excited, for our group. But we're taking a team that they don't play the way A&M plays. They play totally different. So it's a different style of football we're playing this week.
How about with Owen McCown getting another chance to look at his passing game? We haven't asked you about that this week since the game. What did you take away from his performance in the opener?
He was good. Yeah, he executed the offense very well. He missed a couple throws on the outside lane. But I don't want to make a soft bed for him, but that wind was blowing pretty good. Their quarterback struggled with it as well, which most quarterbacks do. There'll be no wind Saturday.
When your defensive line faces an offensive line as big as they're facing, what is it? Just like a technique thing? Do you guys have to scheme some stuff up? What's the key there?
It just depends. Obviously, if you got base calls, you got to play technique, and we've got pressures, stunts. You got to be quick to your movements, and once you get there, you got to use technique. So, it just depends on what we have called, and whatever that's going to be this weekend, I'm probably not going to share with you right now. But it's always, guys that are that massive, great hand placement, bending, leverage, the boring things y'all don't want to hear. I know y'all want to hear how great of pressure we're going to run and all this. And, in the end, it comes down to kids making plays, but we got to put our kids in a better position to make plays than we did last year.
You mentioned yesterday that Vic Shaw still has plenty of room to grow as a young player. Kind of what are the areas that you guys are targeting or ways you want to see him develop going forward?
All just, the typical things that young kids got to go through. Just continue getting stronger, quicker, film study, tips, just the maturity of becoming a player and those things. He's a good boy. He loves football. Good young man. They hate it. You say that my children say the same thing to me. Just maturity. And he's a good young man. You see them grow up. You just watch all of our guys that have stayed in here for a long time. They just look way different when they become seniors, and that's just it.
Along those lines, how have you seen him react mentally to now kind of being at the top of the depth chart and having a bigger responsibility at that spot?
He's been really good this week. He has been. He's excited about his opportunity, and feel terrible for Cam. Cam's in his crutches and that brace, and it's hard to watch, man. The kid's worked his tail off to get in that single digit, and something snatched away so quickly.
Do you have a sense of how everything went with Cam? Is there any update there?
We're getting a couple opinions. We're trying to make sure we're getting it right.
I didn't realize Don played as many snaps as he did. How did he look in the time he got?
No.
Yeah.
He's okay. He's gonna be fine in the big picture, but it's just getting out there, But he was fine. Played hard. Had a couple of MAs, but we weren't planning on him playing that much, so he got thrown in the fire pretty quickly. Welcome to playing defensive end, and welcome to the SEC.
How's the outlook for the defense, I guess, from a coverage standpoint? You think Coach Lepp will have them coached up this week?
Well, they're just so good at running the ball too. They've got a good offense. I mean, they're a big RPO team, and they've got plays off of plays. They do a really good job. They're the number 5 offense in the country last year. I'm sure they're up in there now. I haven't looked. I think they were 15th the year before. And when he's at UIW, he broke records. And it's all the kid knows. It's all he's ever done. I mean, he's scored a lot of points in high school, and he's scored a lot of points in college, and he's doing that as a head coach as well. I'm happy for him.
All right, Jeff. Appreciate it.